I've had enough of these people. I've had enough of these people. We've had Jason Lloyd get exposed already. Shout out to G. Bush. Cooked him, stirred the pot on him, cooked him live on the show. Mary Kay Cabot has been somebody who has exposed herself time and time again. I mean, this is the same woman who, before the season started, she said, "Oh, we don't need to see Shedeur play. I mean, he could just play for another team. He doesn't have to get a chance here." She's one of the people that never wanted him to get an opportunity. She's one of the people who has always been on the anybody but Shedeur Sanders train, and she has exposed herself again. This lady had the nerve to get on camera and blame Shedeur Sanders for Kevin Stefanski's ass about to be fired. How about that? These people are insane. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification and hype the video. Let's get right into things, man. I cannot believe what Mary Kay Cabot got on the goddamn camera and said. It is embarrassing. We're going to get into it. I mean, these people expose themselves at the end of the day. They expose themselves. Let's take a listen to what she had to say.
I think that Kevin deserves a chance to coach something other than a rookie quarterback learning this game. Maybe it's Shedeur next season. Maybe it'll be somebody else. It could be a rookie again next season, but I think it'll probably be Shedeur. But I just think Kevin deserves a better quarterback situation. He just deserves a chance to coach a situation where you have a chance. And this year, they weren't going to be winning with Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. I think it's tough to say, we're going to rebuild this team. We're going to turn it over to all these rookies. And at the same time, you have to go out and win football games with this crew. I think that Kevin deserves a chance to.
He deserves a chance to coach a team that doesn't have a rookie and all of this stuff. Why does he deserve all of these chances? Why? What has he done? What has he done? We talking about 2 Coach of the Year years ago. What have you done for me lately? You're like 6-24, 25 and something in the last 2 years, homie. What are we talking about? You're sitting here blaming. So was it, or were you blaming when he was struggling with Deshaun Watson? Was it a rookie quarterback? When he was losing with famous Jameis Winston, was it because of a rookie quarterback? When he was losing with Joe Flacco, was it because he had a rookie quarterback? Like, come on, stop with the excuses, Mary Kay. Don't blame Shedeur for this man's shortcomings. This dude has been garbage for years now. He was play calling, gave up play calling, then fired that offensive coordinator. Took over play calling, then had to give up play calling again and hand it back to Tommy Rees because he's terrible. Listen, the jig is up. Kevin Stefanski has to go.
A little bit. Dustin thinks the Browns have broken Kevin Stefanski. I think we all kind of agree with him. And maybe both sides would be better off moving on. But you are not one of those. You think they're going to stay together, right? Or no?
I think they should. I'm not saying that they will. I think that Kevin deserves a chance to coach something other than a rookie quarterback learning this game. Maybe it's Shedeur next season. Maybe it'll be somebody else. It could be a rookie again next season, but I think it'll probably be Shedeur. But I just think Kevin deserves a better quarterback situation. That's all I'm saying. It could be a rookie, but he just deserves a chance to.
He's had a number of different quarterbacks, Mary Kay. What are you talking about? Do y'all got something going on the side? Like, hold on, man. Hold on. You be going, I get it, y'all friends. You be going a little hard for Kevin Stefanski, somebody who has not won no games in 3 years, who you do a lot. You do a lot.
To coach a situation where you have a chance. And this year, they weren't going to be winning with Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. And those guys have gone a combined, 3-9 or something like that. I think it's tough. To say, we're going to rebuild this team. We're going to turn it over to all these rookies. And at the same time, you have to go out and win football games with this crew. It would have been very, very difficult to do that. Now, having said that, I'm sure they're having discussions right now about whether or not Kevin is coming back. That's what you do when you're in the midst of a 4-victory season. So I'm sure they're having those talks right now. And I don't know if they've come up with a decision yet or if they have not, but we will know by either Sunday night or Monday.
I just think there's been too much losing, Mary Kay. I think eventually you got to move on. And I get what you're saying on some level, but I just think when you win 7 games in 2 years, there's got to be some punishment for that. And And if we say, well, the talent's not good enough, then Andrew Berry should be fired. I just don't see how we could keep both with the team being so bad for 2 years.
Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying. And if you just look at it in terms of wins and losses, that would be the conclusion everyone would draw. But when you look at what Jimmy Haslam said at the beginning of the season or at the owners' meetings, where he basically said, we're not going to hold their feet to the fire because we're trying to figure out our quarterback situation, then I think it's tough then to turn around and just say, oh, well, too bad. You couldn't win with a 3rd-round pick and a 5th-round pick at quarterback. But that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen. I mean, we've seen reports, we've seen the rumblings, we've seen a lot of different stuff, a lot of different things. We heard Kevin Stefanski say what he said yesterday, that he's privileged to have this job. That almost had some kind of a ring to it. So I don't know where it's going to go, but I do wish we could have seen what he could have been with a good quarterback situation for himself.
Mary Kay, you keep saying that Kevin, you want to see Kevin with a good quarterback. What do you think he's best served as? Because right now, he's giving up play calling duty, and he's just like the overseer of the team. Is he better in that role, or is he better as the play caller as well?
Well, I think that's tough to say, too, because once again, I don't think he ever really had a chance over a period of time to work with a quarterback that he necessarily was going to be able to win with and call plays for that quarterback. So, I don't think that if they do bring him back, I think they still will have Tommy calling the plays. But I do think also that Kevin is a good CEO coach, and this is that's a pretty good situation.
All the excuses for Kevin Stefanski, man. This dude ain't done nothing, man. What are we talking about here, man?
Situation that you have with Jim Schwartz as defensive coordinator, and I think Tommy has shown some really good things as offensive coordinator. Once again, I think it can work. I think when you saw the heart and the fight and the desire they played with against the Pittsburgh Steelers, you know that these guys are still playing hard for him, and I think that says something. But having said all that, sometimes it is just time for a change. Sometimes it is time for a change of scenery, and maybe he does want that. I mean, we've seen Albert Breer report that maybe it's Kevin that.
Man, we know Kevin Stefanski's getting fired, and he has all his friends in the industry and in the media leaking out that, all of these other teams are going to be interested in Kevin Stefanski. From Dan Orlovsky, they're part of the same agency. We know what's going on. They are doing their buddy a solid. Mary Kay, knock it off. Knock it off, man. Just stop.
Needs something a little bit different in his life and in his career right now. We'll have to see where it's all going. But, I mean, rest assured, they're, I'm sure, talking about this over these next few days.
Interestingly enough,
Mary Kay, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, man. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. This Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.